We are here with my good buddy, Craig McAndrews. We go way back, Craig. So good to be here with you.
Good to be here, although we're a little closer than I normally like.
So is that better for you?
Yeah, I'm good now.
The distance is like a problem? Personal
really.
space?
It's becoming less of a problem as the camera moves really close.
Okay, well good. He'll just back up and I'll move out of your space because you are who we want to talk to. So I want to talk to you about trust. So we heard some things today about trust, transparency of business. How important is that for Mattress Firm and what you guys are doing and holding that trust true with your consumer?
Yeah, no, I think it's hugely important. The funny thing is about trust, is conceptually trust and transparency, we all would agree that it's important in business. But now, in the advent of social media, you can see people are actually talking more with how they vote most online, things that they post. The fact that you can almost quantify it today with social media, I mean, you hear people who post on, hey, this company did really well here, or this was a disastrous experience. Trust is becoming more and more of a difference maker. And in fact, today, companies have to prove it. You can't just say you want to be a trusted company, you have to prove that you're a trusted company. And then from a transparency perspective, I mean, it's more crucial than ever. Again, with social media, people go into stores, they see prices, they see products at other stores, they talk amongst their friends. So transparency becomes more of a critical issue today, and being as transparent as you can be with your consumers. At Mattress Firm, a bit of the way that's manifested itself is when you look at our prices online, they match our prices in store, because we want to make sure that we can send a consistent message to our consumers. And then today we can do reviews online of products. We're always looking for ways that we can get the consumer's voice more into what we're trying to do from a retail perspective, because ultimately they're the ones who are going to make the decision if they're going to buy here or not.
So, Craig, you guys have, what, 1,400, 1,500 stores?
Yes.
So how do you manage trust? I mean, with that many stores, it's got to be very difficult to have your finger on the pulse of all of that. I mean, how do you guys manage all of it?
It is definitely challenging, but it starts with who we hire and how we hire. We do our very best to develop a system so that we're bringing the right people into the company. And then for anybody who's ever been around Mattress Firm, you know that we talk a lot about culture. We talk a lot about building a sustainable brand. We talk an enormous amount about sustainable growth. I mean, these are some of the messages that from the day you start, you're going to continue to hear in the organization. So we start with the people we hire. We do a ton of training. I mean, our learning and development group spends a ton of time. Our company invests a ton of money in not only introducing you to the company, but also teaching you skills ongoing that help deliver a better experience at the store level. And then we just try to live it from the executive level down of building trust and continuing to remind everybody that, look, it starts with the guest. The guest is the most important place, and we want that message to be delivered across the company.
So what you say online, how you advertise, that builds trust, that's true. But how big is the retail sales associate component? They're delivering on your brand every day. They're the ones interfacing with the consumer. How big is that? You just talked about the training part of it. So how big is that to you guys?
It's huge to us. I mean, we recognize that the retail sales associate is who makes a sale happen. You know, Steve Stagner's definition of a sale and Mattress Firm's really definition of a sale has always been it's a transfer of enthusiasm, that's what equals a sale. So obviously that's dependent upon the retail sales associate. We know that they have a great amount of influence. It's why we put so much energy and effort into training our retail salespeople.
On Yelp and other sites, nowadays they're not just reviewing the store or the product, they're reviewing your retail sales associate. How do you handle that? The good, the bad reviews, what do you guys do?
Well, certainly part of what we try to do is monitor the activity because we want to know. I mean, in the end, becoming a big company sometimes can create this illusion of disconnection with the consumer, and that's not what we want to be. So we monitor those things, and then we use it as an opportunity to recognize or coach. I mean, it's that simple. As part of our training system at Mattress Firm, those are two critical kind of foundations of education for associates. So if we see something great, we want to try to recognize it. I mean, there's times that I've heard where something bubbled up to our CEO, and then he turns around and either sends a letter or makes a phone call to an associate thanking them for great service. On the other side, if we get something that's not a great compliment towards somebody, then we want to get it in the hands of the district managers out there in the field so that they can coach that associate on how to handle this type of circumstance in the future so that we can learn from our mistakes just like anybody wants to.
Well, you guys have been huge supporters of MAGAWITZ. We have a big event here on behalf of the MAGAWITZ Foundation and everyone in the industry. Thanks for what you guys are doing there, and thanks for your time today.
It's our privilege.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay.